Well, hello. I am 75% into How My Neighbor Stole Christmas by Megan Quinn. It is a fun, spicy, they're in a small, wintry town called Kringle. Our female and our male main character are both competing for like the head Crinkle competition. It's super fun. I do want to try to finish it up before I jump into the first of the Amazon short Christmas stories, the Under the Mistletoe series. I have Cruel Winter with You by Allie Hazelwood downloaded, so after I'm done with my Megan Quinn book, that's what I'll get into. I also decorated my Kindle last night for Christmas. I had the cutest winter stickers around, so I finally just did it. And I also took my little flower. I also took my little pop socket off. It was like a little flower. I wanted to be able to see the designs a little better. I do make these temporary designs. I use usually just like planner paper I have around. I typically have some extra planner paper around and I just trace them and slip them into the clear Kindle case. So I'm definitely going to save this pink one because it's very much my vibe. These stickers are mostly all hand-drawn stickers by an illustrator. Her name is Wrong Wrong Designs. I really love her stickers. I'll link her in the description. And a lot of these stickers are also from her collection, like the Fa La La, the Girl, and the Lights. And then a lot of the other ones are from the Happy Planner. Oh, the little dog. That's also a Wrong Wrong. Yeah. So I'm going to pop back into How My Neighbor Stole Christmas. I'm on page 359 of 471. So I have just a little over 100 pages left here. We'll see how far I can get. And that's it. I finished up How My Neighbor Stole Christmas. When I was thinking about how I was going to explain my thoughts on this one, I wanted to start by saying the epilogue was crazy. But then I just thought about the book in itself, and the whole premise of this book is ridiculous from the start. So, I don't know what I was expecting. It was ridiculous. It was cute. The story, our female main character is a editor for light heart movies or light lark movies, something like that, and they're basically Hallmark movies. That's what this was. This was a spicy, Christmassy Hallmark story. Had a little bit of depth, had that family component on both sides. It was cute. Pretty cute. Not one I could ever see myself rereading. I know the printed copy has illustrations. Megan Quinn loves her illustrations, so I did tell myself that the next time I'm in a bookstore, I'm going to flip through it, but I would not consider purchasing this one for my collection because I didn't like it that much. But it was cute. It was fine. Nice little, I'll probably give it a 4-star. yeah, it was like a 4-star read for me. I want to start getting myself over on Fable because on Fable you can do quarter and half stars, and because I've just been on Goodreads for so many years with the limited ability of 0 to 5 stars, that's just kind of how my brain rating system works. But I could totally see myself getting super granular, and this would be more of a 3.75 star for me. So take that as you will. I am going to pop into the Allie Hazelwood one I downloaded. That's the first of this like short Amazon Christmas series. It's Cruel Winter with You. I also have the option to listen to it. I've never actually listened to anything on my Kindle. I think I have to, I don't know if I have to plug in. I'll have to figure it out. And then I might get to cookies tonight, but we also might do that tomorrow. We shall see. So this is a 73-page book, which means it qualifies for one of my TBR jar challenges, which is a book under 200 pages. So I'm gonna do some double duty with this book. I can download it on Audible. Okay, so yeah, I'm silly. It's literally looks like it's going to play right from my device. Oh, just kidding. Okay. I have to pair it to a device. That's why I just read books. I'm probably just gonna read this one. Well, here's the other mic I was looking for. Hello! I have some fun updates on the Christmas stories that I've been reading, as well as the fact that I finally joined Fable. And if you don't know, Fable is sort of like Goodreads, but it's a social app that advertises itself as the place for readers and binge watchers, which I am definitely also a TV person. I love binge watching things. I am a huge Law and Order fan, so I actually started my own little Fable Law and Order Special Victims group over there. So I will link that if you are interested in being a dedicated detective with me. We just started a rewatch of the 26th season, which is the one that started in the fall. It comes back in the middle of January. There have been 8 episodes so far, and the discussion for the first episode of the season starts tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you're a Law & Order fan and if you catch this, be sure to join our group and come chat no matter when you join. So other than the fact that I'm on Fable, I have done some reading of these Amazon short Christmas stories. I also finally listened to my first audiobook. I started one, stopped it, but then listened to one of the Amazon short stories as a full audiobook, and I kind of enjoyed it. So I'm going to talk about that and just give you my overall impressions of the stories that I read. When I was going back through this footage, I realized I didn't really talk about or give a rating for How My Neighbor Stole Christmas by Megan Quinn. I think I just said it was ridiculous, which it was. It was a fine story. I think it was a little long for what it was, which is funny because I'm going to mention with a few of these shorter stories that I read, I could have seen them being a little longer. But no, with the Megan Quinn book, it felt like it was trying to do too many things. It was trying to be really witty and funny and take on this Grinch theme, but then also kind of be serious with the heavy topics that it touched upon. And the ending was just super not my fave. Super not my fave. So that was a fine start to Christmas reading, but it did what it needed to do, which was jumpstart me into reading some more Christmas stories and just trying new authors. So the first one I started while I was on camera with you all. I was trying to listen to it and I couldn't. That was The Cruel Winter with You by Ali Hazelwood. And admittedly, this is the second book of Ali Hazelwood's, and I guess this isn't a book, this is a story. The second story of hers that I just haven't connected with right off the bat. The other one was Not in Love, which is actually one of the books I have on my DNFs of the year. So I really kind of, oh, hitting my tree. I really kind of wanted to like this one going in, or I really wanted to give her another chance. I liked the premise. I didn't like some of the way, like, there was a creepy aspect to it with me. Our female main character is best friends with our male main character's older sister. So he is the little brother. And they kind of like framed it weird. If you watched Twilight and you understand like the Jacob imprinting Renesmee situation, that's what this was giving. And I remember I was immediately just like, ooh, this is giving me the ick. And I think for a story that was as short as this one was, it was only about 70 pages long, it did so much. They did so many flashbacks to get us to where we were that it was just too much. This premise was good, but this needed to be a full-length book. I understand why we had all of the backstory. These are spicy Christmas stories. They're between 50 to 70 pages. So I understand Amazon isn't trying to make the spice outweigh the plot, but I didn't like how this one was done, especially when I saw the way some of these other stories were laid out. So this was a 2.75 star read for me on Fable, which is another reason I really enjoyed that I joined Fable. I can do quarter and half star ratings, but everywhere else on Amazon and Goodreads, this was a 3-star read for me. Interesting enough, the next author is another one I have a want to love relationship with, and that's Tessa Bailey. And this one was Merry Ever After. Okay, and then I had to look up what this one was. So this was the one that I actually started to listen to on audiobook, and then I had to stop. It is a dual POV, a single mother who works at a thrift shop in Texas, and a cowboy who doesn't ever have jeans that fit him because he's too big and shaped too weird. Yeah, so I understood what she was doing here. I didn't like it. I think I didn't like listening to the dual POVs because it was harder to understand from his point of view. I also didn't really like the narrators. And again, this is just compared to the other audiobook that I did listen to. This was literally the first audiobook I've ever tried. I think I listened to it for about 15 pages and I was like, okay, yeah, no, I'm just gonna finish reading this one. I ended up feeling like this one was more awkward than it was hot, but I still ended up giving it a 3.5 star rating on Fable and a 3-star rating everywhere else. The next one was a new author to me, and that was All by My Elf by Olivia Dade. It's funny because I had a little harder of a time getting into this one. I had to read the first few pages a few times, but once I got into it, it was good. I enjoyed it. I think I definitely enjoyed it more than the Ellie Hazelwood story. And thinking back, I might have even enjoyed it more than the Tessa Bailey, but I didn't end up rating it that way for some reason. They are, I don't remember why, but they're grad students and they're taking a cross-country road trip in a converted Oscar Mayer Wiener van. Really out there premise. And they end up, the male and female main character have both been crushing on each other from afar, and they end up snowed in together in the little Oscar Mayer Wiener mobile. Cute, ridiculous, fun. Also taught me a little bit about adjunct professors, which is something I just didn't know about. The way their hours are and the way that they are treated in academia. So that was pretty cool, and our author, in our author's note, also mentioned that she learned a little bit about that while researching this story as well. I ended up giving this one a 3.25 stars on Fable and a 3-star everywhere else. I don't know, I was just really hasty with that quarter star this time around. And then the last book of the short Amazon stories that I've read, I've read 4 of the 5. This was my favorite. It was Merriment and Mayhem by Alexandria Bellafleur. I've never read her before, but I kept seeing her name and I was like, this is familiar, because earlier this year I read Truly Madly Deeply by LJ Shen, and she also has a book called Truly Madly Deeply. So when I was looking that one up, the Alexandria Bellafleur version would come up, but I haven't read that one just yet. But I might have to, because I enjoyed this one the most out of all of these little short stories. And this one was the one I listened to on audiobook. I listened to it in its entirety. One of the things that I think I liked about this one on audiobook was that it was a third person point of view story. So it was just easier to listen to because it was somebody telling a story from a story's point of view. If that makes sense. I like the characters more in this one. Our female main character comes to town to pack up her grandmother's house after she has passed away, but her grandmother loved Christmas, and so she wants to give the house one last December send-off, and she keeps getting into all of these situations that require emergency services to come save her. And there's one firefighter in particular that she meets, and I mean, you can guess what's gonna happen. It was super cute. I also feel like it had a bunch of nods to, it felt like Station 19, which was the spin-off, the second spin-off to Grey's Anatomy. It's set in Seattle. There's a character named Miller. Somebody lives on a houseboat. It felt like all these little nods to that show. I ended up giving this one a 4.5 stars on Fable. I really enjoyed it. And I gave it 4 stars everywhere else. And then I actually have 2 more Christmas novellas left that I have downloaded on my Kindle right now. The one is the last in the Under the Mistletoe series, and that is Only Santa's in the Building. And that's by Alexis Daria. I've never read this author before. She is, our female main character is a comic book illustrator who has been crushing on her neighbor, and the building holiday party is going to give her a shot for a connection. I will probably end up finishing this one this week. It's only about 53 pages, and I don't know if I'm gonna read it or if I'm gonna listen, because now I kind of enjoy listening to audiobooks. The second novella I have downloaded doesn't feel like a novella, but I guess it is for a Lauren Asher book. That is My December Darling by Lauren Asher. This is based in her lake town, what is it? Lake Wisteria, I feel like is the town's name, which Wisteria Lane is Desperate Housewives, so that's funny. Didn't make that connection before. So this is a holiday themed novella that's actually 252 pages long. It's about two healthcare workers. Catalina is about to be the maid of honor in her sister's wedding, but her sister is marrying her ex, and for some reason that doesn't bother her as much as the best man does. His name is Luke. He is a doctor and he just keeps getting under her skin. Catalina's an RN, and it's Grumpy Sunshine, but she's grumpy and he's the sunshine. So they are going to end up falling in love, I'm guessing. It's what it sounds like. And she is only in town for a short amount of time, and he is going to convince her that she needs to stay. Thank you for coming along to my cozy Christmas reading vlog. There will definitely be more cozy reading in front of the Christmas tree this year. What are you reading to get you in the mood for Christmas, the holiday spirit, anything? Anything good? Let me know, and I hope you have a great day.